Welcome to Pattaya Info, your trusted source for clear, detailed, and thoughtfully delivered updates from Thailand and beyond. Take a moment, breathe, settle in, because tonight we bring you several major developments shaping Pattaya, Chonburi, and the entire country. Let's begin with the first unfolding situation. A tense afternoon in Pattaya turned unexpectedly dramatic when authorities moved in on what they say was an illegally operating medical clinic serving mostly foreign customers. At around 3:30 p.m., teams from Provincial Police Region 2 and the Chonburi Public Health Office executed a planned raid following a tip that the clinic had been running without proper authorization. But just as officers entered, two individuals believed to be posing as doctors, one male, one female, dashed out the back door and escaped in separate vehicles, disappearing before officers could detain them. Police say the location, a 4-story commercial building in Nong Pru, had been functioning as a full medical service provider. The ground floors served as the treatment area, while the upper floors were rental rooms. The property owner cooperated fully, allowing teams to inspect the facility thoroughly. Inside, investigators found a variety of prescription medicines and controlled substances. Officials noted that the clinic had no valid operating license and that no certified doctors or pharmacists were present. There were no diplomas on display, no professional licenses, and no indications of legitimate medical qualifications. Authorities added that the majority of the clinic's customers were foreigners, with only rare visits from Thai nationals. Police are now tracking the two fleeing suspects using vehicle registration records and examining the phone numbers printed on the clinic's business cards. People connected to those numbers or to the vehicles used in the escape will be summoned for questioning. The investigation, officers say, is ongoing under Thailand's consumer protection and medical regulations. Take a breath, because our next story affects not just Pattaya, but every traveler entering Thailand. Thailand's Immigration Bureau has launched one of its most sweeping nationwide operations in recent years, targeting individuals who misuse visa exemptions, exploit border runs, or engage in illegal work and online fraud. The new enforcement push, introduced after a high-level strategy session in Bangkok, aims to close loopholes that criminal networks have long taken advantage of. Leading the initiative is Commissioner General Paul Lt. General Panumas Punyalak, with firm backing from Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul and National Police Chief Paul General Kittirat Panpech. Officials emphasize that while Thailand welcomes genuine tourists, repeated visa runs with no clear purpose can indicate deeper illegal activity. Immigration units have zeroed in on border hotspots such as Mae Sot, an area long associated with cross-border fraud operations. Travelers attempting multiple visa-free entries in a short period without a legitimate motive can now be refused entry immediately. Authorities did not specify what recent means deliberately so that scammers cannot exploit time gaps between entries. Since January 2025, immigration has already denied entry to around 2,900 individuals, many arriving from Myanmar or Cambodia. Re-entry red cards are now issued to deportees from known scam routes, making future entry nearly impossible. The crackdown also includes stronger patrols along vulnerable border crossings, interviews for travelers who list border provinces in their itineraries, deep reviews of past visa extensions, revocations for serial abusers, and a renewed nationwide sweep against overstay offenders. Officers acknowledge that stricter questioning might extend passport control waiting times, possibly up to an additional 40 minutes during peak hours, but they insist that the trade-off protects both the country and tourists. Genuine visitors have nothing to worry about, officials said, although frequent travelers who spend long periods in Thailand may be encouraged to obtain appropriate long-stay visas instead of relying on repeated visa exemption entries. Thailand Immigration will release full enforcement guidelines on November 17, 2025, just as the country enters peak tourism season. Pause, and let's move to another Pattaya case, one involving a thief, a noodle shop, and a fast police response. In Naklua, police have arrested a 49-year-old woman in connection with a burglary that took place inside the private living quarters of a popular fish noodle shop. The suspect, identified as Miss Suthasini Shalantorn, was taken into custody in Sriracha after officers tracked her down with the help of local residents. The victim, Miss Anjana Ratana Pinsankul, 40, told police that while she was working downstairs at lunchtime on November 12th, a woman quietly slipped upstairs and stole valuables worth over 200,000 baht. Security cameras clearly recorded the incident, providing detectives with solid evidence. When officers located Miss Suthasini in Soi Khao Tangon, they discovered several stolen items on her person, including a diamond ring, a Cartier ring, and an Apple iPad. A search of her rented room turned up more belongings, including the clothes she wore during the burglary. However, one item of sentimental and monetary value, a gold-encased Lunpo home amulet from Wat Chak Mak, remains missing. During questioning, the suspect admitted she had recently taken methamphetamine pills and claimed she fled Sriracha due to fear of an ongoing drug crackdown. She said she stumbled upon the noodle shop by chance, noticed it was quiet, and decided to steal the items. Miss Anjana later visited the police station to identify her belongings, thanking officers for their fast and effective work. The suspect now faces charges related to both theft and drug possession. Take another breath, because our final story touches on a major national policy change that could reshape Thailand's tourism and hospitality sectors. Thailand's long-standing afternoon alcohol sales ban, a regulation that has been in place since 1972, is on track to be lifted. The National Alcohol Policy Committee, after an extensive 3-hour meeting, voted unanimously to remove the prohibition on sales between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The rule, originally implemented to discourage civil servants from drinking during work hours, has long frustrated restaurant and bar owners, who argue that the restricted hours damage business, especially during holiday seasons and tourism peaks. Deputy Prime Minister Sopan Saram, who chaired the meeting, stated that the change aims to stimulate consumer spending during major festivals, such as New Year and Songkran. Hospitality groups, including the Thai Restaurant Association, welcomed the decision, estimating it could boost afternoon business by 20 to 25%. The rule change does not require cabinet approval and will take effect 15 days after the mandatory public consultation period. In addition to lifting the afternoon ban, the committee approved a 6-month pilot program allowing selected entertainment venues outside established nightlife zones to remain open until 11 p.m. Importantly, current entertainment zones in cities like Pattaya and Phuket, which already operate until 4 a.m., will remain unchanged. Public Health Minister Patnan Prampat emphasized that the government sought a balance between economic recovery and public health concerns. Alcohol-free advocates expressed caution, warning of possible risks, but provincial oversight committees will supervise compliance closely. Thailand's alcohol market, valued over 200 billion baht annually, has been undergoing gradual reform, including adjustments to advertising rules and controlled digital sales pilots. Officials hope the removal of outdated restrictions will help Thailand remain competitive alongside regional destinations like Vietnam and Bali without compromising safety. And that concludes tonight's full report. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching Pattaya Info. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next update.